Hi, I'm Siraj, a Microsoft freelance consultant working in Netherlands. In past video series, I have demonstrated various features of SharePoint 2013, but today we're gonna focus on BizTalk 2013 and my favorite feature, that is BizTalk Adapter. Later, I'll demonstrate File, REST, MSMQ and WCF Adapter. If you guys really like this video, we will also gonna discuss more adapters and my favorite feature in upcoming videos too. For everyone who is new to BizTalk, the very simple definition of BizTalk is that it is an enterprise integration product by Microsoft which seamlessly integrate with any line of business application like SAP, Siebel, PeopleSoft, JD Edward, Microsoft Dynamics, Oracle, Oracle Apps, FileNet, Salesforce, Microsoft SQL Server, MSMQ, IBM MQ series, and also various standards like Swift, which is used to exchange messages in financial domain, HAPA and HL7, which is commonly been used to exchange messages in healthcare domain. In BizTalk, you can easily establish the connection between these LOBs by defining a contract interface and a bit of configuration parameter. And then BizTalk is ready to exchange messages from any LOBs without writing much line of code on both ends. The new version of BizTalk 2013 has more enriched features, providing hybrid integration model, combining the hub and spoke and message bus model for enterprise integration. Today, because of cloud computing and Azure BizTalk integration services on cloud, it is also possible to easily leverage hybrid integration scenario using BizTalk 2013. Anyone who is new and seriously wanted to learn BizTalk will wonder what makes BizTalk so powerful and unique product. The only answer is adapters. The adapters are the sole reason why organizations invest so heavily on BizTalk infrastructure versus customizing own integration server using technologies like WCF and App Fabric. At high level, BizTalk architecture can be seen as combination of receiving components, business processing components, and sending components, and database acting as a persistent layer. At low level, BizTalk provides adapters. The adapters provides connectivity to the outside world using various protocols like TCP, HTTP, SOAP, File, FTP, SFTP, and REST. By default, BizTalk uses XML as a language for internal communication and messaging. Although XML is the best way to exchange messages, but it has a performance issue with real-time communication for enterprise mobility solutions. Today, every web application leverages REST and JSON as a medium for exchanging data. Hence, Microsoft too have introduced REST adapters, which is also one of the new features in BizTalk 2013. Let's see how we can use REST adapters within BizTalk. For today's demonstration, we have fictitious travel agency called NIM Tours and Travels. It has a website to promote its services and offers to visit beautiful cities around the world. The user comes to the site and asks for a brochure and more information for a particular city, let's say Amsterdam. The website will then send a request in XML format with a parameter Amsterdam to BizTalk server. BizTalk server will then query REST services using REST adapter to get all information about a particular city and return JSON result back to the client. So let us start our demonstration. Now let's create a new BizTalk empty project in Visual Studio. Go to File, New, Project, Empty Project. Now right click, go to Properties, create a new sign-in key. Go to Deployment, provide the application name, restart host instance. Now create a new property schema. Change the name to the property as city. Provide the target namespace. Save the schema, rebuild the project. Create a normal schema. Change the root node. Add a new element, city. Provide the target namespace. Save and rebuild. Now promote city. Click OK. Now rebuild and deploy the project. The deployment is successful. Now open the BizTalk administration console to verify the deployed application. Right click and refresh. We have our application. Now let's create received and send port for REST communication. So we have one receive port, one-way port. Go to location, create new location. This time select file, click configure. In the folder, provide the name, provide the path, click OK, apply, OK. Click OK, finish. Now we will configure REST adapter. In order to communicate with REST service, these are the few basic parameters. REST service URL, URL mapping, target namespace, security, HTTP header, outbound message. So let us create a REST send port. Go to the project, click on send port, give a name, click on configure, provide the address, the URL mapping, click on edit. Here give the promoted property name and namespace, city. Click on OK, go to the message tab, say outbound message as get. Now click on OK, go to filter, get city file receive port and click on OK. The REST send port is configured. After the results are queried and returned by this port, we will send the results to a new file port. So let's create a new send port. This time one-way port. Click file, click on configure, provide the path, change the file name as JSON, click on OK, go to filter and select send port name. As query city REST response send port and click on OK. Next, we will generate test XML for testing. Go to project, right click, say generate instance. Click on the link, say view source. Change the name of the city to Paris. Open containing folder. Now let's copy the file to the in folder. Behind the scene, the BizTalk receive port will pick and process this XML file. This receive port will pick the XML file. The process file is forwarded to the REST adapter because we have set the subscription in the filter. The REST adapter will then submit the request to the REST URL. And receive the data back. Because we have also set the subscription at send port in the filter criteria, the send file adapter will pick and process the data and forward it to the out folder as a JSON file. Let us see all this in action. Let's start all the ports and now monitor the in directory. The file is already gone. Let's check the out directory. We will see the JSON data back with information about the city Paris. So here we have a JSON file. Open it up and we have all information about Paris. Let's do one more round of testing for Amsterdam. Go to the file, change Paris to Amsterdam. Open containing folder, copy the file into the in folder, paste it. It goes out, check the out folder, and now we have a data back. Let's open the file and we have all information about Amsterdam. Cool. I hope you find the REST adapter easy to use and configure. Now let us continue the demo with MSMQ Adapter. Before starting our MSMQ demo, we need to make some pre-checks. Make sure MSMQ services are installed on your box. After installing MSMQ services, then create a private queue for communication with BizTalk. Once the private queue is created, then make sure to copy the name of the queue. This will be used as a connection string by BizTalk to communicate with MSMQ server. Also give the read access to the queue from security tab. In our REST demo, we saw in directory was used to accept messages. The receive port was configured to pick and process all incoming messages. And then these messages were forwarded to the REST adapter to make REST service call. And finally, the result was sent to the out folder via send port. In our MSMQ demo, we will create an MSMQ port which will be listening for messages in the queue. The BizTalk will then pick and process all messages. Messages will be then forwarded to the in folder via send port. Next, we will create one more receive port which will pick all the messages in the in folder and forward it to the REST adapter to make REST service call. And finally, the result will be again sent to the out folder. Let's start our demo. I have already activated MSMQ services and created a private queue for BizTalk communication. Now we can create MSMQ receive port in BizTalk to process all incoming messages from the queue. Navigate to BizTalk administration console to create new MSMQ port. One-way port. MSMQ XML conf. Provide the queue name. Click OK. The queue is created, but the location is disabled. Now create a send port, file port, use temporary file while writing, click OK, go to filters, receive port name, click OK. Now create a receive port, file port, the final step is to add subscription on REST adapter port. So go to the send port. This is our REST adapter. Go to filters, name, click OK. For testing and sending messages to the queue, I will use LinkPad. I have already written a script to post messages to the MSMQ server and also created 3 XML files to get information about Delhi, Amsterdam and Warsaw. Let's verify the queue is empty and post the messages. Refresh the queue. Now post the messages. Let's verify the messages in MSMQ server. You need to refresh to see the message. There are 3 messages. Now we will monitor the out folder and start all ports to see everything in action. Currently we have 2 messages in the out folder. So let's start all the ports. First the send port and then the receive location. Cool. The message is gone. Let's monitor the out folder. So finally we have 3 messages. Information about Amsterdam, information about Delhi, and information about Warsaw. This is end of MSMQ demo. So let us continue our session with WCF adapters. WCF adapters are WCF based and are fully extensible, configurable in all ways WCF binding supports. This gives you full flexibility in your connectivity, much more than you get with traditional adapters in BizTalk. There are various WCF adapters in BizTalk. Here the goal is to simplify the configuration. However, under the hood, they all follow same class, concept and architecture. But for the user, it is there in BizTalk Administration Console to simplify their configuration process and UI. We also have in-process and isolated adapters. Isolated adapters are those that uses HTTP and are hosted in IIS. Let us start our demonstration with in-process WCF adapter. Now we will configure and use WCF Net TCP adapter, but before starting our demo, we need to make some pre-checks. First, from the Add Features wizard, select .NET Framework 3.0 features and add non-HTTP activation. Next, make sure Net TCP port sharing service is started and running. Next, add Net TCP to the enabled protocol list after HTTP separated by comma, but make sure no space between comma. Last configuration in IIS binding, add Net TCP binding with the port number of your wish. I have already completed all pre-checks on my box, hence I will navigate to BizTalk Administration Console to create new WCF adapter. Create a new receive one-way port, give a name, go to location, give a name to the location, select the adapter, select the pipeline, click on configure, provide the address URI, click on messages. On error handling, make sure to check suspend request on failure, otherwise with this WCF adapter, those messages will just disappear and discard and dropped by BizTalk. And include exception detail will enable to bubble up exception messages on client. Click on OK. Now enable the receive location. Now we will navigate to send port and set subscription on REST adapter port. With this subscription defined via using filter, any messages submitted to NetTCP port will be forwarded to REST adapter. The REST port will then make a call to REST service, and finally the result will be again sent to the out folder. For testing, we will submit the message to WCF NetTCP port using linkpad. I have written a code to submit message to WCF NetTCP port. Here I have created two XML files. One to get information about city Madrid, another to get information about city Brussels. We will be also monitoring the out folder. Currently it has 5 messages. Now let's submit the new message. We have a new message with information about city Brussels. Let's do one more round of testing. Now we have information about city Madrid. Hope you find the last demo with in-process WCF NetTCP adapter interesting. We will continue the demo with out-process WCF adapter. In this demo, we will create, configure and use out-process WCF-HTTP adapter. So what is WCF-HTTP adapter? This adapter allows you to accept requests using HTTP or HTTPS. You can configure this adapter as one-way or request response, that is two-way. Let's start our demo by using BizTalk WCF Service Publishing Wizard. Open WCF Publishing Wizard. Click Next. Leave the adapter name as default. Enable metadata exchange. Select Publish Schema as WCF Service. Rename the service description. Rename the service. Delete the operation. Add one-way method. Rename the operation. Select the schema. Browse the city schema. Select the city schema that we created earlier in the demo. Click OK. Click Next. Provide the target namespace. Click Next. Give the location name. Allow anonymous access. Click Next. Click Create. The wizard will automatically create virtual directory in IIS default website. The service publishing wizard has created new service to communicate with BizTalk WCF-HTTP adapter. The service files are created under inetpub www root. The wizard has created .svc file which acts as an endpoint. If you open the WCF file, you will see the generic factory. The generic factory will create a service host which is specific to BizTalk WCF-HTTP adapter. The wizard has also imported schema file that was defined earlier in one-way method. This will be used by service to drive metadata process and create endpoint configuration and WSDL by service host. You can check new virtual directory created in IIS hosting this WCF service. You need to refresh. Next, we will configure WCF HTTP adapter using BizTalk Administration Console. Here, right-click Receive Location, One-Way Receive Location. Select Net TCP Received Port. Click OK. Provide the location name. Select the adapter. Click on Configure. Provide the address URI. Click on Message. On Error Handling, make sure to check Suspend Request on Failure. Otherwise, in case of exception with this WCF adapter, those messages will get disappeared, discarded and dropped by BizTalk. Also, include exception detail will enable to bubble up the exception on client. Click on OK. Now enable the location. Now we can browse to the service and WSDL in the IIS. Click on Browse. Now we will create one more send port. Right click New One-Way Send Port. Give a name, File Port. Click on Config. Provide the path. Click on OK. Click on Filter. Click on OK. This send port will accept message request from IIS and it will forward the message to the in folder. The in folder is already configured in very first demo to pick and process the message and forward the call to the REST adapter, which in turn call the REST service to get city information and forward the result to the out folder. Now start the port. For testing WCF-WSHTP service, I will use WCF Strom utility. You can download this utility from the website. Add the URL and click on Go. Select the method. Provide the parameter. Click on OK. We will also monitor the out folder. Currently, the out folder has 7 messages. Now we will submit the new message using WCF Strom. We got the new message and the message has all information about Paris. If you guys like this video, please mark your comments, likes and shares. Also do let me know if you want to learn many more features of BizTalk 2013. Thanks. Thank you very much.